Mark Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York. He grew up in a small village called Dobbs Ferry with his three sisters, Randy, Donna, and Ariel. His father, Edward Zuckerberg, was a dentist, and his mother, Karen, was a psychiatrist. Mark grew up in a happy family. His parents believed in education and always encouraged him and his sisters to study and learn new things. From an early age, Mark showed a special kind of intelligence. While other children spent hours watching cartoons or playing outside, Mark was more curious about machines and computers. He wanted to understand how things worked. At the age of 12, Mark built his first computer program. It was called ZuckNet. His father used it in his dental office to communicate between rooms. The receptionist could send a message through the computer instead of walking to his office. It was a simple idea, but very useful. Even at that young age, Mark was building things that helped people. Mark's parents noticed his talent and hired a computer tutor named David Newman to teach him programming. But David once said that teaching Mark was like trying to teach a genius. Mark learned faster than he could teach. Soon, Mark also started taking classes at a nearby college. Imagine, he was still in high school but already learning computer science at the college level. He also loved to create computer games. His friends would tell him an idea, and he would quickly turn it into a small game. While others enjoyed playing games, Mark enjoyed making them. In high school, Mark was known as a brilliant student. He was good at subjects like math and science, but computers were his real passion. He joined a private school called Phillips Exeter Academy. There, he showed his talent not only in studies but also in fencing. He became the captain of the fencing team. But even during those years, programming was his world. He built music software called Synapse. This program could learn what kind of music a person liked and then recommend new songs. It was like an early version of Spotify or iTunes recommendation. Big companies like Microsoft and AOL were impressed. They wanted to buy the software and even hire Mark. But Mark refused. He was still a student, and he wanted to continue learning and building. This showed something important about him. He was not just after money. He wanted to create useful things and follow his passion. In 2002, Mark entered Harvard University. He studied computer science and psychology. At Harvard, Mark became known as a genius programmer. People said, "If you need something coded, ask Mark." In his second year, he created a website called FaceMash. It allowed students to compare two photos of classmates and vote on who looked better. It was funny and entertaining, but it also got him into trouble. The university shut it down because it used student photos without permission. But this small project showed Mark's talent in building platforms that attracted people's attention. Mark's real journey began in 2004. Along with his friends Eduardo Saverin, Dustin Moskovitz, Andrew McCullum, and Chris Hughes, he created a website called The Facebook. The idea was simple: a social network where Harvard students could connect, share, and communicate. At first, it was only for Harvard students. But soon, it spread to other universities, and then to schools across the country. Students loved it. Within weeks, thousands of people were joining. Mark realized he had built something powerful. In 2004, Mark and his friends officially launched Facebook. They dropped the and simply called it Facebook. At first, Facebook was just for students. But later, anyone with an email address could join. Very quickly, it started to grow. Within a year, it had spread across the United States. Mark decided to leave Harvard and focus fully on Facebook. This was a big risk. Many people told him not to do it. Harvard was one of the best universities in the world. But Mark believed in his idea. He believed Facebook could change how people connect. He moved to California, where many tech companies were growing. With the help of investors like Peter Thiel, Facebook started becoming a real company. Success did not come without problems. Mark faced lawsuits from people who claimed he stole the idea of Facebook. The Winklevoss twins and Divya Narendra said that Mark had copied their idea for a site called Harvard Connection. The legal battle went on for years, but eventually, they reached a settlement. Mark also had challenges with his co-founder, Eduardo Saverin. Eduardo was the first person to invest in Facebook, but later there were disagreements about the company. Eduardo's role decreased, and eventually, he left the company. These events were painful, but they were part of Facebook's journey. Running Facebook was not easy. The company grew so fast that Mark had to make quick and hard decisions. But he never gave up. He was focused on one mission: to connect the world. By 2006, Facebook opened to everyone over the age of 13 with an email address. Millions of people joined. It was no longer just a college site, it was becoming a global network. Facebook kept adding new features. The news feed, which showed updates from friends. The like button, which became a symbol of the internet. Photos, videos, groups, and pages, which allowed people to share their lives more easily. Every year, Facebook grew bigger. It became more than just a website, it became part of daily life for billions of people. By 2012, Facebook had over 1 billion users. That same year, Facebook went public on the stock market. It was one of the biggest IPOs in history. Mark, who was once just a young boy building games, was now the CEO of a company worth billions of dollars. Mark was not satisfied with just Facebook. He wanted to make sure his company stayed strong for the future. That's why Facebook bought other platforms. In 2012, Facebook bought Instagram, a photo-sharing app, for $1 billion. Many people thought it was too expensive at the time, but it turned out to be a smart move. In 2014, Facebook bought WhatsApp for $19 billion. This made Facebook the leader in messaging. In the same year, Facebook also bought Oculus VR, a virtual reality company. Mark believed VR would be the future of communication. These moves showed Mark's vision. He was not only thinking about the present but also about the future. With great success came great challenges. People started questioning Facebook about privacy and how it used people's data. The Cambridge Analytica scandal in 2018 made things worse. People were worried about their personal information being misused. Governments around the world questioned Facebook's role in elections and society. Mark had to appear before the U.S. Congress and answer tough questions. It was not easy, but he promised to make Facebook safer and better. Outside of work, Mark is also a family man. He married Priscilla Chan in 2012. She is a doctor, and together they have 2 daughters. In 2015, Mark and Priscilla started the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, a charity focused on education, health, and science. They promised to give away most of their Facebook wealth to help others. This shows another side of Mark, not just a businessman, but also someone who wants to make the world a better place. In 2021, Mark announced that Facebook would now be part of a bigger company called Meta. His vision is to build the metaverse, a virtual world where people can work, play, and connect in new ways. It is still early, but Mark believes it will be the next big step in technology. Mark Zuckerberg's story is not just about money or fame. It is about passion, vision, and never giving up. From a young boy making small programs to a leader of one of the biggest companies in the world, his journey shows the power of ideas. He faced failures, criticism, and challenges. But he kept moving forward. His mission was clear: to connect people. Today, billions of people use Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. His work has changed how humans communicate forever. The story of Mark Zuckerberg is the story of a boy with a dream. A boy who loved computers and followed his passion. A boy who believed that connecting people could change the world. And whether people love Facebook or criticize it, no one can deny this truth: Mark Zuckerberg changed history.